your host for this event of BagistoCon 2023. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this official launch event. We are gathered here to witness the official launch of our new release, Bagisto 2.0. We are excited to introduce this revolutionary creation to this market, and we feel privileged to have all of you with us to celebrate this special occasion. Without further ado, let's get this event started. Before we unveil the much anticipated product, allow me to present an overview of today's schedule. Firstly, we'll welcome our partners without whom this event wouldn't be possible. And after that, we'll have some amazing talks lined up by both our partners and the Bagisto core developer. Then we'll see a small video of the journey of our Bagisto from 2018 to 2023. At last, we'll do a live launch of Bagisto 2.0 for which we all are gathered here. Now, without any delay, let's start with welcoming our partners first. I would like to call upon Mr. Rajneesh Vyas, founder and CEO of Sanat Technologies, the leading software development company providing end-to-end IT services and solutions in multiple industries and domains. I would like to call Mr. Vivek sir and present a small memento to Mr. Rajneesh. Next, I would like to call upon Ramkrishan Suthar and Gaurav Khatri, who are the joint founders of Webby Troops Technologies. Webby Troops Technologies is a professional software and website development company based in India that provides web and mobile app development services and e-commerce solutions. Saurabh Pathak, Vice President of Bagisto in Product and Sales, to take the event to the next step.
First of all, thank you all for coming to the event, and I think it's the very first BagistoCon we are organizing here. A small event, okay, but no matter, we are small right now, so let's begin with this only, okay. So before I proceed forward, there are two things I want to let you know. Yesterday only, Bagisto crossed 8,500 stars on GitHub. First of all, and, next week on 31st October, Bagisto will be 5 years old. So, I think that's a pretty amazing thing. Like when we started back in 2018, we never thought that we would reach here and organize BagistoCon. We will have such wonderful partners in our community. Okay, so there are two things I would like to tell you. Basically, to all our partners who are on the stream as well and who are here as well, that when you are here, like you have been working on multiple technologies from past 10 years or 5 years, right? So why Bagisto, right? Why you should invest in Bagisto? Why you should now you can see Bagisto as a potential partner, right? You see, in the last 5 years while working in the open source, we have seen that a lot of open source repository basically start as a hobby, right? Like people, there are many coders who have a hobby in making different platform. They start doing these things and try to release this as open source. In the similar mindset, we started Bagisto also. It was just like an experiment for us. We always wanted to start e-commerce from the very start. So we started working on Bagisto and we launched in 20. We never thought that we would make it this much big, but yes, it was like something which we started as experiment. Now the good thing is with Bagisto is that there's a company behind Bagisto that is Webpool, which is an established company from 12 years, okay, which is regularly pushing the platform to a new level, right? So for us right now, Bagisto is not just experiment, not as a hobby. but we are trying to build an economy with Bagisto in India. Okay. The second part is that you see like there are many changes going around in the world, like war is going on, and right now, whichever enterprise or whichever country owns the platform, that country wins the war. Like you have seen that when the Russia-Ukraine war was going on, the Google, what they did is that they disabled the Google Pay and everything in Russia, and that became very hectic for Russia to collect the payment from outside country. Okay, so we have seen many such examples that people are, like whenever they get into war, they try to, restrict the platform to make use by other people as well. The good thing with Bagisto is that yes, we own the platform, and by we, I am not telling that just Webful. I am telling about each and every partner, either it's Webitro or Sonar. They all own the platform, and by them, it's the India that own the platform, right? So basically, India has got its own homegrown e-commerce technology. So in future, like whatever e-commerce that we are planning to have, we can make sure that we can use the homegrown tech stack and start building our commerce on the technology. So I think that's the basic point which I want to make to our partners and to our merchants, that why they should start seeing Bagisto as a potential solution and start building their commerce. So thank you for that.
For such an amazing overview of the event. Now let's begin with some amazing talks of the day. Now let's welcome Mr. Kunj Bihari, Project Manager of the Design Team at Webpool. He will be going to speak on the topic Revamped UI UX in Bagisto 2.0.
Very good morning to everybody. Today we are going to discuss about the role of UI UX in Bagisto 2.0. So I am Kunj Bihari. I am working as a UI designer, UI UX designer in Webcode. So UI, as you know, UI and UX plays very important role for any product or services for the company. Through UI and UX only we can user experience of products and services, and they really get to know what is actually usability is the parameter, experience is the parameter through which any product can be known. So why we revamp Bagisto from 1 to 2? So there are some aspect, that is competitive analysis. We have, and then we have user feedback, then brand refreshment and usability. So we will discuss each point one by one. As we know, there are many competitors like us in the market providing the same services. So we go through that and we find some of the best solutions from there, and we incorporate in our new Bagisto 2.0. So we basically follow the SWOT rule, means what are their strengths, what are their weakness, what are the opportunity we can gain from, and what are the threats they have. So we club that and come with some new idea. Obviously, we have some user feedback also from the customer, and there are some issues in creating attributes or variation products. So we have make them so comfortable. Yeah, obviously there is long time, means around there are 5 years we are using old visual identity with the brand. So we have revamped our visual identity with typography, color swatches, and grading layout. Everything we have changed. In Agile Kit, we have used now Tailwind CSS. Later on, you will get more about in Tailwind. Here we have used reusable components so that it can be very easy for the development process. Yeah, by using these above 2 point, digital presence will make us similar all the way. In usability, yeah, obviously, previously there are many hustle in performing some action. So now we are overcome that, and we try to maximize the user action by a minimum clicks. And context feedback, in the context feedback, we are just trying to make the things, means there are many information randomly coming on the pages without the need of the action. Whatever the action user needed, but now we have given a stepwise process. Yeah, this is the section, then you have to perform this section. So we club that very. So what we have achieved in Bagisto from 1 to Bagisto 2. Basically, previously we have basic grid system. Everything is comes under accordion. There are many tabs in Bagisto 1. Page orientation, every action is for page oriented and have no system feedback previously. But now in Bagisto 2, we have advanced system of grid. Then we have column layout. Then we have card layout, quick action pop-ups, and let's discuss everything one by one. Now here you can see in the grid system, you will find we have very basic information of the order. It's just an example. We have did all these implementers not only with the orders, we have for same UI for the customers and your products. But we achieved with new grid system that is something look like that. If we consider order, we have much more information than previous. Now we have customer information, pricing, even the order status we will get on a first view of the order. Next, so see this is our grid system currently. Now we have changed this accordion layout, which are very hectic. In the column layout, that is two columns. First is your main column and then your right column. So every layout is get converted into columns so that maximum information get be visible to the user. Previously, we have a tab-oriented layout. Information, invoices, shipment are come under tabs. Then we have tables, then we have detail of the invoices. But now we have changed that to the card view. Here we have all the invoices and all the shipment in the card. Just you click and you will find in the first fold without crawling the pages as we have previously. Now, page orientation. For every action, we need a new page to perform the action. Means either you are creating customer, invoices, shipment, so you will go to the new pages. But we have resolved that issue just by clicking on the invoice button. You will right here to create your invoices, shipment, perform in every field. So we overcome the pages layout. We are come with the idea of pop-ups. Previously, we don't know what is the feedback. System is giving feedback to the user. We don't have any feedback from the user. Either orders or products is loading. But now we have proper seamer effect so that a user get to know, yeah, something is happening in the system. So this is all about the UI we have developed. Now we are discussing what we solve in the current Bagisto. So as you know, we have come with managing attribute. We have now multi-filter option. Then we make the variation product more easy. Then we have a beautiful dashboard UI, mega search and reporting. They are new feature we have introduced. Okay, so let's come to the managed attribute family. Previously, this attribute family is managed by in accordions. So it is very difficult to group them all and placing the your attribute in the accordion. But now we give a feature to drag and drop your unassigned attributes to your columns. Either you want to make it main column or right column. So they are draggable. So they are very useful for the user to create the family attribute now. Previously, we don't have multi-filter option. Now we have multi-filter option for products and order everywhere. We have used that. And previously we don't have even product type. User have to recall what product type we are going to search. So we have given the drop down here for that. for the product searching, because we consider that recognition is more important than recall. So we gave the idea of recognize your keyword and just select and use that. Similarly, in the filter option of the order, you will find a new filter, that is today, yesterday, so that admin can easily filter out their orders. Creating and uploading variation product. Previously, if you already use the Bagisto, so you will get to know the creating any configuration product or a variable product is very hard in Bagisto. We minimize that, and along with that, we have given an option to edit those products on a single click. As you can see, we can select all or some of the product, and we can edit their price, inventory, images on a single click for all the products. Yeah, so this is a new feature of Mega Search. Here, previously we don't have. Now, if you find with any keyword in the search, you will find the product, order categories, and customer. You don't know the order ID, you just type the customer name, you will find the customer orders on a click. So this is a new we have introduced in Bagisto 2.0. Now we have changed the UI of dashboard also. In first fold, you can find the overall details of the what is going on in your store. Then you have the today's detail, what is you have to perform today. Then your recent order is there and stock threshold is there. Which product is going to be out of stock. Not only this, we have made, actually the screen is small, we have more graph here of sales and visitors also. We are currently working on reporting. So we are come with 3 ideas of reporting: sales, product, and customer. And those where you can find out your abandonment card, funnel, sale funnel, you can find many things is there. We are still working on that. So this is the more now one more bonus point that now Bagisto is have a dark theme also. So this is another thing we have introduced. So there are many things in Bagisto we have work on, but in this PPT I cannot explain all those things. But gradually in the coming talks you will find more on the Bagisto 2.0. So thank you for. Do you have any questions?
A big round of applause for Mr. Kunj Bihari. That was really an amazing talk. Thank you, sir, for providing us an overview. Next, I would like to call Mr. Anikesh Kumar, software engineer at Webpool. He will be going to talk on the topic Bagisto 2.0 Figma to front-end implementation strategies.
Hello everyone, I am Anikesh Kumar, software developer at Webpool. And first of all, I would like to thank you, Webpool, for giving me this great opportunity. I will show you how we created frontend for the Bagisto 2.0. These are some key points. Making the most of HTML5 and semantic tags in Bagisto 2.0. Achieved easier and faster prototyping, enhanced developer experience. The next is improved project performance, and the last is wide browser compatibility. Making the most of HTML5 and semantic tags in Bagisto 2.0, we use some semantic tags that listed here: header, footer, nav, form, video, and section. Header for the header section, form for the search panel, section for the sidebar, and footer for the footer section. After that, we enhance the developer experience and better usability in Bagisto 2.0. The next is achieved easier and faster prototyping in Bagisto 2.0 with the help of Tailwind CSS. In the development of Bagisto 2.0, we use Tailwind CSS and achieve these points like quick prototyping, component usability, responsive design made simple. In quick prototyping, we created UI component and design very quickly and rapidly with the help of Tailwind CSS utility classes. As you can see in image, we just uses some utility classes like Flex and other classes and achieve this layout. The next is component usability. We created and used reusable component in our Bagisto where it is needed. You can see in image I created a drop down section and use it everywhere where it is needed. Responsive design made simple. We ensure Bagisto looks consistent at every screen with the help of Tailwind CSS. We created each and every layout responsive. We need to just set the screen sizes like SM, LG, and some custom screen sizes. Like you can see in image, I just use SM for the small screen and achieve this responsive layout. The next is improve project performance. We also improve the project performance by following these two steps. Optimize CSS output. We reduce the duplicate and repeated CSS from the Bagisto. And the second one is no unused CSS. We also remove the unused CSS from the Bagisto and use atomic class of Tailwind. The next is enhance developer experience. We also enhance the developer experience in Bagisto by following these two steps. The first is class sequencing and the second is customizable configuration. In the term of class sequencing, we follow a logical arrangement of classes, like we need to create a box. Then firstly we place display property, after that their child property. If we need padding, then we use padding. After that some other property that needed in creation of box. As you can see in image, I use first of all display property, after that their child property, then padding, then border, after that their child property. Customizable configuration. Tailwind provides us customizable configuration and we also create some custom variable and class that use in our Bagisto. Like you can see in image, I created some custom classes for the font family and the keyframe that is used for animation in our Bagisto. The last one is wide browser compatibility. We ensure Bagisto looks and works properly at multiple cross-browser like Opera, Chrome, Firefox, etc. And we also use some modern CSS feature like animation keyframe, grid, flex, and new viewport unit like VH and VW that help Bagisto in looks consistent and works properly in multiple browser. You can see in image, I use flex for this layout. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Anikesh, for sharing the strategies that have implemented in Bagisto 2.0. Now let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. Monish Ambalia, CEO and founder of Tech7. Mr. Monish will speak on breaking Bagisto, and he will join us via Google Meet.
Can you hear me? Uh, Hi, can you hear me? Yes, 1 minute. Can you hear me?
I can. I'm audible.
Yes.
Great. There's with different kind of platforms that we work on. Today, what I'm going to talk about is one of the very interesting experience that we had with a client that we have called Sultan. Freedom Filter of Sultan Filter. This is a CK established in 1981. Headquartered in Kuwait. There are more than 60 plus supermarkets across Kuwait, Bangladesh, Oman, Jordan. So they are a big grocery chain, big well-known brand in Middle East. And they are really loved by people. They are retail supermarket chain as well, right? So we got introduced with them in 2015. We are pretty active in 2015. One of the earliest train that we had. So that is Sultan Sultan. Yes. So initially we built and we found the way and we wanted to do it during that. So we built a new PhD feedback line. And we provide support. Eventually, this is you. And my has created modified work. And in 2017, we helped them create data one in 2021, they were Malaysian enterprise, 50, 70 people working for them every and it was very first for them to be even for the basically because they are digital they are now even in 2021 post COVID pre-COVID people using they still were but post COVID the scenario changed, everything changed. There was huge loss for the country. They had challenges to the next level that even they had so much to do plan. So eventually, June 2021, we migrated them from Magento Enterprise to Pearl. Now, there is interesting story given how it's left at the sound moving our enterprise system. So, something that totally new for us, for the client, for the industry, for the community, everyone. How to select it, how we have to plan your so I just want to talk about that here. So the main point before the main point they wanted they were they were currently quick off. They were already doing next day delivery, 30 day delivery after on even 10 days delivery routes and orders which are right. They were into something like 40 or 30 stuff. They wanted to deliver the approximately in 30 minutes in 1 hour in OS. They also had planned to launch. They had to keep on website in OS. They didn't have any online presence in Jordan. So the next time when they will launch in Jordan is very usually setting up the dark code and everything over there. So even that takes our operational capability, right? So recently, a couple of months back, we also launched an online store for that in Jordan. Now the next one is going to be Lightning and then on. So yes, they are on their way. We already launched e-commerce for them 6, 7 months back. So they have this plan of launching having e-commerce. Now Magento, yes, it's a very beautiful system. It's a awesome system, I would say, but yes, it has its own loophole. What definitely Magento has very complex routing structure. If you are technical, right, you will understand complex routing structure with using different XMLs to route the request from each other, and eventually using a lot of memory, lot of resources on the infrastructure. Now, this now, yes, because it uses a lot of manually of the infrastructure, it uses a lot of computing power, processing power on the infrastructure, the performance it would decrease by itself. You would rarely see a Magento store with awesome performance, right? If they go headless, if they totally break it, yes, it's possible. As for Magento, it was bit tough. I think it was tough for us. So we what we did was there was the performance issue. The infrastructure was too high. And definitely, if you are talking about Magento, we always used to have deployment downtime. Whenever you take your small right, you also have you need a lot of downtime. Major time we have to wake up at 3:34 in the morning and get deployment because it takes your height definitely goes down when you want to take something. So there are so many key points that we wanted to take care of. We used to pay almost 32,000 for the infrastructure of AWS also the to attain to achieve the performance that they needed to with the traffic that they had. So that was a huge cost for them, of course. So we were looking what we needed was something which is very much lightweight, where we don't have downtime, where we are building architecture. So that's the reason we were looking out for something. Of course, this was not only our area, excellent site. There's a guy from Revamped UI for Susan. And even he is a brilliant guy and he will learn in AI and he has the vision and everything. We come back to the video. So we come back to the video. So we come. Yes, guys, I hope I'm visible now. Sorry, I think so there was some network issue. So yes, I also there was a network issue from this page where I was talking about the need, right? What we wanted a lightweight framework, we wanted zero downtime, we wanted smooth architecture. There are so many deployment issues that used to happen with Magento, right? And we wanted a system wherein we don't have any kind of downtime during the deployment. It should be lightweight, it should not use a lot of resources, $32,000, right? So that's a huge amount of money to tackle that problem. So that's the reason we started looking out. We selected 4 people from our team, 4 developers. Out of this, a team of 16 people who were working for Sultan Center, and also they were who is their of their tech lead, who manages the technology. This kind of thing was they started doing different frameworks. We check stable forms we check SAP commerce, we check a lot of 3 other things. But we are able to build it. Okay, because we have been working with Rasul since long time, using the module of the data yes, we do. And we are also this. It is this we went. The first thing we were doing was we are just trying to break out the whole framework and over given we are able to now we are able to break the framework. We are able to change the routing directly and so many other components. We are able to restructure the deployment on PDN versioning. So we are able to restructure the custom process without touching the code laravel functionality. So then we can also operate and looking forward to data. So then we were able to do all those things. It was very lightweight. The process of recording was very lightweight. Um, we were able to achieve some case of capability and development and so many other things that we needed. And that's the reason we eventually selected Bagisto. It was almost 4 months. I did so with team of 6 people. But from February to India, I came to Bob and very tight schedule. In 4 months, we did live for the days that we are committed to the live. And you won't believe even we did believe it, but suddenly we only pay $12,000 a month to get here. So that was the biggest difference that we earlier, the request time for any API on Bagisto now, 2 seconds, this is a proxy ecom. This is not a ecom. In a normal ecom, you have will have this is a proxy chain minimum the minimum quantity for any average quantity for any that happens on 2030. We were taking we are taking a benchmark while checking the APIs. In Magento, it used to take 2 seconds to an in Bagisto, it took only half second. All these things that you were lead there taken into consideration. If we hired with Jordan, with three songs, they are still being well because of saving of $20,000 for them. And that's the reason I think so we really love working with this song. Of course, there are points that yes, eventually, as and when the community of Bagisto grows, those pain points would also be solved in Bagisto. Like we need a more bigger community of Bagisto, we need more modules on Bagisto, and I'm sure that will happen in the next 2 years. So yes, all the best and thank you so much. I think so that was something. If there are any questions, I would be happy to take it. If you want, I can handle it. you so much, Bagisto, Bakul, and the audience that is over there. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Mr. Monish Molla for sharing a wonderful case study. It must have given our audience knowledge-based information. Now let's call upon Mr. Vikas Vishwakarma, software engineer at Webpool, who will be going to speak on the topic Core Web Vitals in V 2.0.
Hello everyone, my name is Vikas Vishwakarma. Today we will discuss about Web Vital. We are using Web Vital use in Bagisto 2.0. First, we will discuss about what is the Web Vital. So, this is the key point of Web Vital. First, the performance, and accessibility, best practice, and SEO. The Web Vital are the set of rules and guidelines introduced by Google, and it's helped to improve the user experience and increase the traffic on the website. This is the performance. This is the Web Vital types. Let's start with one. Also, performance depend in three terms. First is first contentful paint. Second is the largest contentful paint, and third is a cumulative layout shift. What is the first contentful paint? The first contentful paint to measure the time when the page start loading to when any part of the page content is entered on the screen. See here, our the website is entering in the start paint, and here the first content start rendering in the viewport, and it take a 0.4 seconds. If it take more time, then we need to improve. First improve. First enable a browser cache. Also use faster server for response. And third point is also preload critical resource like a JS and like CSS and font library. And fourth point is serve image in next generation like a WebP. Second, largest contentful paint. This consider how long it take for main content to appear in the browser. See here in example, and the hero image is a main content, and it take a 0.7 second to appear in the browser. And if it take much more time, then we need to improve in the point like use a CDN link and improve server response time, like optimize your code and build best logic. And do not use lazy load image on the first visual screen. Also minimize the JS CSS files. We are using Whitetech for the minimize JS and CSS file in the Bagisto 2.0. Third is a cumulative layout shift. Suppose this is a viewpoint, and the first in the viewpoint the is some content visual, and after some time suddenly second layout visual in the viewport, and then first content move in the bottom. So let's understand with the second example. Like suppose you interact with this paragraph, and after some time your delay content appears in viewport, then this paragraph will move in bottom. This is not good for the user experience. So how to solve this? Also set width and height of the image and use simmer load. Simmer load is a component. We are using simmer load component for the as like a placeholder in the Bagisto 2.0. Also preload your CSS and font library. Sometimes you see when any website load, and then you see the text font see different after complete your website load in the browser, then you font totally change. So how to solve it? Also use a preload in the header section like the CSS and font library. Second point is accessibility. Accessibility is a thing to use and understand for them everyone. Like use area label for the support element like
if you are not using a label tag in the form, then use the area label. It's understand for the understanding. Also define name in the button element. Third point is also set alt attribute in the image, and fourth point is also set a lang attribute, a lang and direction attribute in the HTML type element. Third point is best practice. For the best practice, we focus on multiple terms like use HTTPS, and second point, fixed all console error of the website. Third point, allow user to paste any content in the input fields. Fourth point is avoid request to geolocation and notification on the page load. Fifth point is display image with the current aspect ratio. Of course, we know what is the SEO. So how to improve SEO points in the Web Vital? Use a title, meta description in every page. And second point, use H1 tag for main heading. Also use H2 tag for subheading, and also use P tag for content. And also I will discuss before. Use alt attribute in the image element, and use an internal link. This is the Web Vital reports in Bagisto 1.5. So we have focused the Web Vital rules in Bagisto 2.0 and then get this result in the Bagisto 2.0. Just the performance is 99, accessibility is 100, best practice in 100, and also SEO is 100. Thank you.
Vikas for sharing the knowledge regarding the core web vitals. Now let's move on to our next speaker, Mr. Prabhat Gautam, Project Manager of OpenCart and Software at Webpool, will speak on the topic blade-based view or components.
Hi everyone, I am Prabhat and one of the developer of Bagisto team here in Webpool. So in this session we will discuss about blade-based view components that we introduced in Bagisto 2.0. So for Bagisto, we are constantly getting feedbacks from developers and entrepreneurs. So one of the one of the common concern that is raised by the developers on the GitHub that is related to the view components. Let's say how to override the view components and what is the exact location of a view component. So to overcome this problem, we have used blade-based view components. So we will discuss more about this. So let's discuss the agenda of this talk. First, we will see what are the blade components, and then we will move further. Why do we need blade components? And then finally, we will discuss how we implemented and using in Bagisto ecosystem. So blade components is a powerful way to create reusable and modular UI elements. And the best part it is that it can provide similar benefits to sections, layouts, and includes as well. Laravel provides two types of components, that is class and anonymous. In the class components, what you do, you just use your class and just render your blade file, and you are good to go for your component. We will discuss more about the anonymous component that we recommend in the Bagisto 2.0. So here you can see this is the syntax of the component. All Laravel components are located in app view and component directory. So this is the default directory of provided by the Laravel itself. So there is no need to register your component. Just place your blade file and you can use your component in your application. Now let's understand why do we need blade components. By using the blade-based view components, so we can achieve reusability and modular system. These are easily to maintain and the best readability, and last but not the least, performance and the simpler override. So I just want to focus more about the bottom 2 points, that are performance and simpler override. So as I mentioned earlier, the concern raised by the developers that how to override the view components. So now in Bagisto 2.0 we support view components with the help of blade components. So on the top there are blade components, and inside the blade components, blade files, they are view components. So it is more easy to override. So what you just need to do, you just see your blade file and just override that file, and you can change things according to you. Next is the performance. So nowadays for e-commerce websites, the performance is a very important part for all the websites. So there are many tools available for checking the website, like GT Metrics and Google Page Insights, etc. So everyone can check the performance. So for us, performance is also important. So we work this blade-based view components helped us little bit in the performance. Let me share some example, like in previous version. So let's say you were visiting any page, let's say it's a dashboard. So if we want any 2 to 3 components are needed in the web page, let's say like modal or like drawer. So what we were doing by the help of Webpack, we were loading all the components in the header. So we eliminated this part with the help of blade-based view components. So now if you will visit any page of the Bagisto 2.0, so we are rendering only those components that are needed on the specific page, and you can also reuse obviously the components. Now let's understand how we actually used and use the blade-based view components in the Bagisto 2.0. The first thing that you just need to do, that is to register your path. Just in your service provider, you can see here we have used blade facade, and one of the method of the blade facade, it will accept 2 arguments. One is to define your component path, and second is the alias that will be used for calling the components. So this is the directory structure of 2.0. Here is the one addition in your packages, that is components. So we have listed all components in this directory. Okay, so let's discuss some code part of the components. Here is the layout preview. On the very top you can see here this is the layout component. So we are extending layout components here, and there are some sub components that are like xload, title, and then the drawer. And in the drawer we are also having some sub components, that is like toggle, header, and content. Here I just want to highlight that there are 2 types of components. First is the custom made, that we registered in the service provider with the alias like admin. So on the very top, if you will see, these are the custom components like referred by x-admin. And the second thing is here are default components also, like x-slot, let's say title. So if I want to use the title, like the dynamic title, so by using the dollar title, let's say the variable, so I can access its value. Let's more discuss about the same. That I just explained all the custom components referred by x-admin that are located in this directory. Let's say admin package, and this is the directory components. All the default components like referred by x-slot can be accessed by variable let's say $title for x slot title, right? And rest of the content, if let's say if you have any raw HTML, so you can access that data by using $slot variable that we will discuss in the next slide. Now understand that how Blade and Vue both are working together. The data part exactly, that how data is being passed from Blade to Vue. So I just want to open two files of the Bagisto project. Okay, so I just want to open the example as well so that you can understand better. In this example, I'm just extending a layout component. So this is the layout component you can see here. Just focus on the line 4, that is the title. So let's say I'm just using the default component here, let's say title. So I can access its value by using the variable $title, right? One other thing that I just explained, that is the slot variable. So if let's say if you have any raw HTML here, like, so you can access by using the slot variable here. Now let's discuss more about the drawer component. So in this example I use drawer components here. It is having some default components like toggle, header and content. So if you, we have checked the title variable, that how do you access the the value of the default component. So these are also the default components like toggle, header, so you can access its value directly here. This is the view component, and its template is there. And what we are doing, we are passing the data into the view by using the view slot, right? So this is the view slot. If you will see here, I have used slot, let's say content and footer and rest of the default components. I just want to highlight some more thing, that is the how do you use the props. So here are the indexes like is, active, position and width. So this is the view component, right? So I can pass this value from here, so you can access its value in the prop itself. So now you have data and you can manipulate things as per you. So this is all about the blade based view components, and that's it from my side. If you have any queries, then do let me know.
I don't think anyone is having any kind of queries. So thank you so much, Mr. Prabhat, for such an amazing presentation. Now let's welcome upon Mr. Gaurav Khatri, founder of Webby Troops Technologies, and he will be speaking on the topic of how AI can benefit e-commerce.
This is Gaurav Khatri from Revamped Technologies. First of all, I would like to thank Saurabh and the team of Bagisto for inviting us here. And as before we start, and I would like to say that the Bagisto, uh, it's built in India. So that is the proud thing that for us, that something that we build in our country, and that is widely used in the global stage. So it's competing with the oil established brands of e-commerce like Magento, Shopify. So that's a wonderful and amazing thing for us to have this and build something that can be economically benefit for our country and for ourselves. So let's move forward and see how the AI can be impacting our or beneficial for us in reshaping the e-commerce, how the traditional e-commerce is that we have seen, and recently in last few years, how this is changing and how it will be changing in the upcoming years. So the AI, we all agree that this, in today era, we all are in some way we have seen, we all are impacted with the AI, effect of AI. Whether it's, if you say we are using the social platforms, the AI is playing a very vital role in there. The suggestions that we see, if we use whether it's Instagram or any platform, the same thing applies with the e-commerce as well. E-commerce is not a different from whatever we use in our daily life. This is e-commerce has become an essential part of ourselves, our daily life, like we use any other social platforms. So in e-commerce, how AI is creating a new impact or how AI is making e-commerce a new way to how it works. So the first thing is changing its personalized experience, shopping experience. In personalized shopping experience, like if you are going to any e-commerce platform, they will suggest you something. If you are gonna get a shirt, they provide you your style that you prefer. I mean, if you're according to your gender or according to your age, if you are buying something for your children, then they suggest the suggestion for the child age according. If it's 3 to 4 years, it's provide a list of 3 4 years products for a child. Along with this, it provides also the toys and other accessories that can be useful for a child. The same thing, how product recommendations is another the part area where AI can be great. Where if you are going to buy a shirt, it suggests automatically to you a pair of pants or any jackets, blazer that you would like to have. So that is another thing that we are gonna or we some platforms we see this, but maybe in coming years we may see this in almost in every website. The search and discovery is also going to be changed in new era of AI. Earlier we used to for any product we used to search with the product name in our text search bar, but with the AI we may have see new way of searching, like auto filling the text bar or maybe advanced auto search that can be provide us more personal experience, the better improvement for ourselves. The voice search is gonna be another important factor in the coming years. Voice search, AI, how AI is impacting voice search, it the AI will rectify the voice. I mean, it provides you the better result for your voice, and according to your voice, it may provide you the suggestion that what you are looking for. Visual search, with the style of image that you provide the search engine, it will generate the style, suggest you product based on your the image that you uploaded. Whether it's if you are uploading a shirt or a t-shirt, that provides you the new listing of the products according to you have uploaded whatever you have uploaded. If you like to, if you uploaded the painting, that it will suggest you something similar to that painting. Customer support and service is also one of the area that we see in the, this is the area that we are seeing on a lot of websites today. The chatbot or the automatic response of our queries the response of about query about our orders, where is our order, where is our shipping that we are in, where is in logistic, where is our product. And supply chain optimization, from the product, that is once we order a product on a website, from placing the order to delivering the product in our hand at our home. So the complete process is reducing day by day. Earlier we used to have 7 days or 8 days, but that with the time it reduced, and even next day delivery for products, that could possible because of the optimize how the complete process of e-commerce is being optimized. And the customer retention, the biggest one part for that is the customer retention. Every business wants the customers to have on the website, and they want to generate revenue. The revenue will be only generated when the customer comes back with their satisfied. If they are satisfied, they will definitely come back. And this is why the customer retention is also the factor in the AI. Let's see the future. Where is future of AI in e-commerce? Where the possibility and the opportunity that we have in AI. According to one of the study in 2023, 6.63 billion USD market size that we have in 2023. That is not yet, and we are still in 2023. But according to this is the amount that the market size with AI. It's not just any specific, the complete area, the all area that we have in AI. And apart from by 2032, we have a huge opportunity in AI. It will be around $22.60 billion for a complete market. These are some facts about AI in e-commerce. Like 78% of brands are implementing their website or their platform with the AI, whether it's not just specific to delivering any part, because in e-commerce there are several departments from placing an order to delivering. There are a huge area where it can work, whether it's sales, marketing, anything, SEO, lot of area where it should work. And by 2027, 70% of professional developers will use AI-powered coding tools. 2020, 30% of e-commerce operations cost will be reduced. So, and chatbot that for customer support we may have 3.99 billion by 2030, and by 2026 e-commerce recommendation engine that will also reach to $15.13 billion. So with these figures we can see the opportunity and the possible future with the AI. So let's see what are we have these area, and what we see in 2023, that the trending topics that we may have on 2024 is generative AI, and the search and the recommendation, voice-based search and chatbot. These might be the 4 things that we may have in 2024 to 2014 as highlighted or key feature that every e-commerce store may have. So generative AI, what is generative AI? So we have all used one of the generative AI tool is ChatGPT or Google Bard. So these are generative AI. Basically generative AI is something that we provide an input and it generates something that we want. So generative can generate text, images, any 3D model, code, animation, video, sound, image, music, anything. So how we are using ChatGPT and other things. The thing is, what is the right way to use generative AI tools, and what is the correct strategy to get what we actually want. So they can be either purely AI generated, or they can be human generated AI augmented content. Purely AI means you provide something like that. We all are from a developer community, some business, so we are marketing, sales. We just provide. I want, for example, I want to write an article on the latest Bagisto launching. So we will provide a simple option, write an article for Bagisto. It will provide you content on ChatGPT. But the content that it generates with this input, you can provide it a better instruction-based or human-based. So how human-based? Suppose the ChatGPT person is not a AI platform. Consider it as a human platform and provide a much better input to it. Assign a role to the platform, provide a situation, and then provide an expected outcome, what you want to have with that. And then tell the tone that you may have, either it's aggressive, polite, such kind of tone also factor on generating the content. And once the content is generated, you provide the feedback that something could be better. I want to in some extra lines, words, or anything that you may want to share. And then once everything is done, like any human person, that how you would instruct him, the same thing can be done with the AI tools. They are machine learning, and to machine learning they are provide using the how human thinks. So they consider that in that way we can generate a better result with the such kind of tools. These are such platforms for tools we can have on generate the content. Like ChatGPT is one of the most powerful and popular in 2023 for generating any kind of content. Second one is Google Bard, powered by Google. Definitely it has its own capability, and the result that it provides is wonderful. The Copy.ai is also a popular platform that can be have for generating any content for marketing or any blog post that we may have for. And this Microsoft Bing is another powerful that provides great content. This is the one of the case scenario with the Bagisto. There's an extension for generating the content in AI with Bagisto. So like with the name of product, it automatically generates the content for like meta description, meta title, these kind of information that can be generated with the AI. So these are one of the simple or maybe a small example for AI based tool in our e-commerce platform. There can be a great opportunity to integrate a lot several other platforms in our e-commerce to boost revenue, sales, and all. So these few tools are for generating the AI content for images. Microsoft Bing is not just provide you the text; it can also provide you the image based on your input. Another one is the Canva, which is widely known and popular for generating a pre-built some text images that can be altered with our requirement. The third one, DALL-E 2, is also powered by OpenAI platform to generate the content based on our input, and there the big important thing or beauty is that it's copyright free content that you can generate. There is no copyright issue with generated with the a DALL-E 2 images. Then another one is Content AI. This can be a wonderful feature tool for the AI. Whether if you want to generate images for a product, for a dairy product, if you want to generate a product for for let's say a lipstick or any human, because that is well trending in e-commerce. So you provide the lipstick image of lipstick, and it will provide the input that I want this product to be in a hand of model or in another. Provide the scenario that you want to have that. So it will generate the images according to, and if you want to alter those images, you can also alter those images, and that can be useful for marketing or the product catalog as well. Fourth one is PixelCut. It also provide you the great tool. It's a great tool for generating the content based on the provided input, and this can be a great. Recommendation AI is also going to be wonderful tools in this year. Algolia is also a search and discovery tool that provides the API. After consuming the API, we can have such feature on our website. Ecombi is another Laravel supported API recommendation provider that they have open APIs that using this we can create a search engine on our website. The third one is Google Recommendation AI is also provide us the PHP libraries to integrate in our system. We upload the catalog of e-commerce website on Google after creating a project on Google, and then we can consume them in our store. The third one is View.ai is also a recommendation engine that provides API to integrate or some way we can have in our store. AI chatbot, with the AI chatbot for customer support, and we can have these tools like TDO is easy to use and can be trained with a few set of instructions that how we would like to have. The Certainly.ai is also another support AI-based support customer support system. Chatbot and the smartbot is also can be useful in providing support for customers. So these are my contact details if we can connect on these platforms. Thank you.
That was quite amazing benefits of AI commerce shared by Mr. Gaurav. Thank you so much for such insightful knowledge about AI tools. Now let's move on to our next speaker, Mr. Amit Kumar, Associate Software Engineer at Webpool, and he will be speaking on the topic naming architectural 2.0.
Abdul. Today I'm going to present my presentation, Improved Architecture in Bagisto 2.0, in front of you all. So why is this important? Well, I would like to explain the newer version of Bagisto improves on architectural level. We made it better to easy to organize by some making changes. Uh, Here is some key points. The first one is naming convention, reusability, separation of concern, usage of new basic features, and the last but not the least, it is security. These changes will make Bagisto 2.0 more easy to understandable and maintainable. Now come to the first point is naming convention. The naming convention is the key to easy to maintain the code and the following the consistency throughout the project. It is easy to manage and enhance the project at the code level. Now I'm going to show you some comparison between older version and newer version of Bagisto to improvement on architectural level. The first one is folder naming structure. Here you can see in the previous version of Bagisto, there are various types of files or folders which is separated into multiple packages like blade files, controller files, route files, or etc. We assume this issue and organize in the new way in the new version of Bagisto. Here you can see here are some example on the controller. In the new version of Bagisto, we organize all the controller files inside the admin package because it is used for admin package only. So we organize in the new version of Bagisto as a mandatory format. Like here you can see inside the controller folder, you have a various types of folders like catalog, CMS, customers, marketing, sales, and setting users. Inside these folders contains related to that controls only. So it is following also our menu tree structure. Now moving to the next slide, here is the data naming structure. As we know all, the blade file structure, data should also follow the same structure. Here you can see when we look in the our previous version of Bagisto, all the data grid files available into single data grid folder, which is quite inappropriate or not looking good. So we rearrange all the data grid files in the new version of Bagisto according to our mandatory format. Like this, here is as same. Here we also create various types of folders following the mandatory format. Inside these folders contains related to that only database files only. Now moving to the next slide. This is the naming, the default images naming structure. When we look around our previous version of Bagisto, all the default images names have some in camel case, some in snake case, also not following any meaningful names. So we reduce this issue, and in the newer version of Bagisto, all the default images name are in lowercase, also following the meaningful names, which is quite good. Or in the previous version, the images have a svg extension, dot png extension, various types of images, which is reduced in a new version, and we follow the consistency in the new version of Bagisto. All the images have only .svg extension, which is quite good for our e-commerce platform. Now move to the next slide. Route naming structure. In the previous version, here you can see I have added some screenshot. Bagisto 1.5.1. You can see the all routes contains a role controller with prefix roles in each routes. Also, the route don't have any meaningful name as our new mandatory format. So now I'm going to show you new format. Here is the new format of our new Bagisto version 2.0. Here you can see we have organized the route naming structure based on Laravel 10 new feature. Here you can see we group all the routes with the role controller, also with prefix. We focused here also on the route naming structure as following our new mandatory format. The next one is reusability. In Bagisto 2.0, we have created various types of reusable component. Whenever we develop e-commerce website, we use multiple types of forms with various fields. Every time we return same code again and again. So reduce this issue, we create various types of blade-based component in our new version of Bagisto. I'm going to some example. Here is the list of blade-based component. Here you can see we have created accordion, breadcrumbs, data grids, drawer, etc. These reusable component which you can use to develop any things. Now I am going to show you one example on the form component. This is the form component. This is a code snippet. You can just use this snippet and create your input field via this component. You just copy this snippet and paste, and you simply create input type text field. If you want to change the field type, you just change the type text to select checkbox, radio, etc. what you want. Also, these snippet have basic classes embedded in our component. So you no need to add extra classes. If you want to change some classes, you can just type your attribute class and define your class name. So now moving to the next slide. This is separation of concern. In the previous version of Bagisto, when we look, so all the files are separated of multiple types, which I tell you in previous our talk. So now in the new version, we arrange all the file or folders according to our new mandatory format. I'm going to show you some example. Here you can see I have added on request files example. In the previous version, we have inside we have product package. You can see inventory request file or product form file. Or in the inventory package, you can see inventory source request, etc. like this. So we arrange all the request files in the new version of Bagisto inside the admin package. Same as for controller, same as for view files, also same as for language file. So now moving to the next slide. Uses of new PHP features. In our previous version of Bagisto, we use various types of older PHP version check like null collision, like if else check or ternary operator or is set, etc. So reduce this older version of PHP operator. We introduce some new operators like the first one is null safe operator, the second one is null collision operator. Coming to the first one is the null safe operator. This one. Here you can see in the older version we use firstly check if user have or not, then assign the username to the data value. Now this is a firstly we check is set if now in the new version of Bagisto we use the null safe operator, which is if your customer have an email, then it return email, otherwise it return null value directly. So no need to check here you if condition or etc. Now move to the next point is null collision operator. You can see in previous version we check the firstly is set. If is set have value, then return first value, otherwise it return second value. There are two types of check. First one is set, then ternary. In the new version of Bagisto, we simply you can use null collision operator. It return if you have if your value have if your key have a value, then it return value, otherwise it return null value. So here you can easily reduce the PHP checks like is set or ternary operator to null collision operator. Now move to the next slide, security. In the previous version of Bagisto, we found some suspicious activity on this point. The first one is handle form request. Second one is move installer to package, and the third one is image vulnerability issue. Come to the first point, handle form request. Here you can see in the older version, any user just submit the form, and the controller just all your form data pass to the repo, and your repo just execute the query to the DB. So any user can just some new suspicious activity like you can add some new fields like status, and you pass the one to the repo. Here is not restriction on the any restriction on the controller. So your query just executed and your entry is successfully entered in the database. For reducing this issue, we have added some restriction on the controller. If any user can do suspicious activity from the form, so controller did not pass any extra fields to the repo for executing the query. So here we reduce this issue. Now move to the next point is Bagisto installer. In the previous version of Bagisto installer is available into root directory of the project public folder, where some user can do some suspicious activity like downloading env data via uploading some script files or etc. For reduce this issue, we have created a new package for installer. Here we have a protection of the Laravel. Also, we have added one more layer for this our middleware name is installer. So installer package have a 4 layer of security, so no one can do any suspicious activity on this purpose. So next point is image vulnerability issue. In the previous version, we have found some suspicious activity on the review section. Like any user can upload some script files in the review section. After that, you just come on the product page and click on your image section. Then your script is successfully run. This is such a suspicious activity. So now we fix in new version, and no user can upload any kind of script file via review section or file part. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amit, for an amazing presentation. Next, we have on the stage Mr. Mayank Kumar, Associate Software Engineer at Webpool. He will be speaking on the topic Datagrid in Bagisto 2.0.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nan, and today I am here to present advanced data grid in Bagisto 2.0. Before we start, I would like to thank my team that gave me an opportunity to introduce the data grid, and I would like to thank all of you guys to be here. Okay, let's come back to the topic. Here are the some points that we are going to discuss, like introduction, what's new in Datagrid 2.0, and at the last we will discuss how to customize the Datagrid in Bagisto 2.0. As our colleagues already discussed how we improve Bagisto in terms of UI UX. So Datagrid is also part of UI UX improvement. So let's discuss. Here are the 4 main points that we introduced in Datagrid 2.0. First, now we have a better UI. Second, we introduce advanced filter system in Datagrid. Third, we also take care of separation of concern. And fourth, easy to customizable data grid that is not possible previously. And this is the screenshot of data grid from Bagisto 1.5.2. Here you can see the UI look very basic and did not matching the current industry standard. And whenever the pagination link is appear, then pagination is rendering below the report. So whenever if you want to change the page, you have to scroll down the page and then you can change the page of the data grid. But in the data grid 2.0, we fix everything. Here you can see this is the fresh new UI with the help of Tailwind CSS. And we also shift the pagination link from the bottom to top. And now you can easily jump on your page by specifying the page number on the pagination section also. And second thing is filtration. First, before 2.0, if you want to apply the filter on data grid, first you need to click on filter, then you have to select the volume name, then you have to select the you can say condition like contain equal to greater than less than, then you have to type the query and then you have to click on the apply button, then all the filtered record will appear. Second, if you want to apply another filter, then you have to repeat the same process again and again. This is quite lengthy process. We notice this and fix in Bagisto 2.0. Here you can see this is the advanced filter in Datagrid 2.0. Here you can apply multiple filter at the same time, and there is no need to type the contain and etc. You can simply apply all the filter at the same time. You just need to click on the filter button. Here you can see, and the sidebar will appear. And here you can easily apply filter on your various column at the same time. As we know, all the product type is already configured in application. So for filtering the product type, you don't need to type the product name. You simply select the product type from the select box. And for the same, if you want to filter the product that in active state, so you can usually select it from the drop down. So there is no need to type the true, false or product type in the database filtration. Third, separation of concern. Previously, Datagrid was a part of UI component. Here you can see in the first screenshot. But as our colleague already discussed, we moved all the Vue.js component from the UI package to the Blade component. The UI package is no more in Bagisto 2.0. And for the Datagrid, we introduced separate package for the Datagrid. Here you can see in the second screenshot, there is a separate package for the data grid. So all the business logic of the data grid are written inside the data grid package. And for the you can say for the UI package for the data grid, all the codes are written inside the admin package for the admin data grid, and all the UI code for the SOAP package are written inside the SOAP package. Previously, as we know, all the components are Vue.js based. So if you want to call the data grid or your blade file, so you have to call something like this, and you have to just need to pass the route on SRC, and then data grid take care for everything. And you just need to return the data grid class by using toJSON method from the controller. But now, because of blade component, if you want to add a data grid on your page, you will have to do something like this. Last thing, easy to customizable data grid. By customizing your data grid, you can easily achieve your custom design, and you can also better control your data grid as you wish. Here is the screenshot of product data grid from Bagisto 2.0. Here you can see this is not the default data grid of Bagisto 2. This is customizable. This is customized data grid. Here you can see the product image is appearing. You just, if you want to check the product image, you don't need to go to the edit page. Here you can see the product image. You can also see how many images are uploaded in the product here. So you can easily customize your data grid. So let's see how to override the data grid. If you want to customize the data grid, first of all, you have to override the data grid. Then it depends on you. Yeah, for the demo purpose, I just add a separate component here. You can see the edit data grid from here, and I just pass the product ID or product name from the here, and this is the template part of my component. Here you can see I am displaying the product name on paragraph, and whenever you click on the paragraph, the paragraph will converted into the input box, and after changing the product name, whenever you click outside the product name, the focus out event will be triggered, and here you can see the save change method is triggering on focus out event. And for the demo purpose, I just alerting the product ID or product name here. You can put your own logic here, like sending a Ajax request for the updating the product name or something like that. So this is about how you can override the data grid. And here is the demo of a screenshot. Whenever I click on the product name, the input box will appear. And here you can change the product name. Then whenever you click outside this, the focus out event will trigger according to the template part, and the alert box is here. So this is how you can customize the data grid in Bagisto 2. So this is all about for the data grid. Thank you. Thank you for
That was a wonderful presentation given by Mr. Mayank. Next, we have on the stage Mr. Shivendra Gupta, Associate Software Engineer at Webkul, who will be speaking on the topic of FPC implementation in 2.0.
I'm Shivendra Gupta. I'm an associate software engineer at Webkul. So first of all, I want to thank my team for providing me this opportunity. I am here to present full page cache in Bagisto. So you all know that performance is the most important factor for every e-commerce website. According to Google Industry Mobile Speed Report, more than half of people leave websites if they take more than 3 seconds in loading. So it's clear that websites loading times are important for the retail customers and visitors. There are lots of ways to boost up your websites. FTC is one of them. Hi FTC in Bagisto 2.0. Full page cache is a technology that makes your websites faster. For performance optimization, FPC is used in websites. A full page cache means that the entire output HTML for the page will be cached when the again user hits request for the same page. It's displayed cached HTML content in place of dynamically prepared HTML. So here are some benefits of full page cache in Bagisto. First is fast page loading. By using FPC, we reduce the loading time of Bagisto 2.0 because people prefer websites that load quickly. The second is reduce server load. FPC stores fully rendered HTML pages. When a user requests a page, static HTML is served in place of dynamically prepared HTML. So the next is better SEO ranking. We know that Google consider website speed as a ranking factor. Fast loading speed due to FPC impact search engine rankings. So the next is enhance user experience. These all points directly impact in user experience of Bagisto 2.0. So now moving to the next point, how FPC works. Uh, so I am going to explain workflow of FPC. We all know that server is a place where all the information is stored. When user requests a web page, the request goes to the server. Then server checks the requested page is available in cache or not. If server found the page is not available in cache, they prepared cache before rendering the page to the user's browser. When the users again request for the same page, request goes to the server, then server again checks requested page is available in cache or not. Then the server found that the page is already available in cache. Uh, so it returns pre-prepared HTML in cache. So the next is comparison of Bagisto 2.0 with FPC and without FPC. So I hope now you are familiar with the workflow of FPC. So now we can move ahead to compare Bagisto 2.0 with FPC and without FPC. I I have taken some stats for the reference. Here you can see the stats of home page. Without FPC, it takes approx 81 ms. Uh, when we enable FPC in our Bagisto project, it takes approx 66 ms. The total time difference in home page is approx 15 ms. So the next is category page. Without FPC, category page takes approx 132 ms. When we enable FPC, it takes, here you can see it takes approx 62 ms. So the time difference between FPC and without FPC is approx 70 ms. So the next is a product page. Without FPC, a product page takes approx 226 ms. When we enable FPC, it takes approx 81 ms. The time difference is approx 81 sorry, the time difference is approx 145 ms. It is a big difference. Now the point is how to enable FPC in Bagisto. First of all, I want to tell that we used a special laravel response cache package in Bagisto 2.0. So it is a popular solution for implementing FPC in laravel applications. So the point is how to enable FPC in Bagisto. You can easily enable FPC in Bagisto 2.0. Just open the .env configuration file. This file contains various of configuration related to your project. So search the key response cache enabled. Just make it true. Now your FPC should be enabled. So the next point is how to set cache duration and other configurations. If you want to change cache duration and other configurations, you need to visit uh, under the config folder response cache.php file. Uh, there is all the configuration related to response caches is available. Next is cache context. We implemented FPC based on different cache context like user based caching, channel based caching, currency based caching, and local based caching. Next is supported cache drivers. Bagisto 2.0 supports all the cache drivers that Laravel also supports. The first is file, memcached, Redis, and DynamoDB. Say invalidation. It is an important part of FPC. The first is time-based invalidation. Cache data is stored for a specific time. When that time is up, it's removed and the system gets new data. The second is manual invalidations. Developers manually clear the cache when they know that the cache data is outdated. This can be done through a manual process or by using a specific command. The last one is event-based invalidations. Cache data is invalidated uh, in response to send to specific events such as database updates, file modifications, or other data changes. Whenever such an event hits, the associated caches related to caches are cleared or updated. We also used some events like category update after, product update after to handle cache invalidation. Clear cache using command. Uh, Bagisto in Bagisto 2.0, if you want to clear response cache by manually, you just run PHP artisan response cache clear command. The next one is precautions for module development. If you are working on the modules development in Bagisto, you need to follow these precautions for better result. First one is cache invalidations. You need to invalidate cache for dynamic values to get updated information. The next one is third-party integration. If you use third-party services or APIs, make sure that these integrations are not affected by the cache mechanism. So the next is set cache expiry date. Cache data become outdated, so we need to set expiry date for clear it after a certain time. And the next is testing and monitoring. If you are developing modules on Bagisto 2.0, test your modules with the FPC enabled, properly check dynamic data changes. So after discussing all the points, come to the conclusion. Uh, FPC makes Bagisto fast loading application. FPC enhanced the loading speed of Bagisto. Faster websites leads higher customer satisfaction. The next is efficiency and scalability. FPC minimize the server load that make Bagisto scalable and efficient. So the next is SEO and user experience. FPC enhanced the loading speed, so the SEO ranking of the Bagisto is also enhanced. The last one is business impact. Improved performance directly impact to the users, expect increased sales and reduced bounce rate. So I'm closing my presentation on FPC. I hope I was able to make you understand the importance of FPC. Thank you.
So, have detailed report about the performance, like you mentioned, like you have performance report.
Yes, sir.
So, like I want to know, like how many SKUs, customers, and orders Bagisto can handle. Like any maximum number of products we can like comparison graph between other e-commerce platforms.
Sir, here I have take approx 100 products. Uh, if you want, uh, I uh, I also tested it after taking 1 lakh products. It also reduced the time loading time. There are approx 100 plus customer when we checked FPC in Bagisto 2.0. Uh, I I want to call Devan sir, my senior, for explain. He explain FPC in better way.
Think like let's say if I have my customer has more than 2 million products or more than 50,000 orders, then customers there are a lot of. So how it will perform when we are in data?
Yeah, if you are having a 1 million products or if you are having customers, we have separate support. For example, we have a Elasticsearch feature also implemented. So with the help of this, we have also checked this thing. So it is working fine actually. So actually we have a lot of products. If you see, we have a NFT marketplace we have developed, and it is actually handling a millions of NFTs. So it is quite easy and we can.
Have you prepared a comparison graph on the e-commerce platform like Bagisto or Shopify?
Basically, we have implemented the Elasticsearch. So basically, response time is around 500 ms.
We can say it is better than the e-commerce.
Yeah, very good. Obviously, over engineer is very less.
So there's one more thing that soon we are also going to release a benchmark report. We already have a benchmark report for the previous level, but 2.2 we are doing that. So we are going to mention everything that on this particular tech stack or in whatever brand we are tested, what number of content users we have. We will get to understand that if we are going to use 2 million products, 3 million products, at what level we will scale the application, how that will be it. Yes. So we are work. I think by next week you publish a report on that. That will be pretty helpful to that.
And also, we have supported now, like the support Octane. So basically, as you can say, anyone app, if you enable Octane, response time will reduce to 30 days.
Next up we have on Thank you.
I guess that was a quite amazing talk given by Mr. Shiren. Thank you so much. Join the event and the speakers as well. So we have few more talks left. Now let us call upon Mr. Devansh Pavri, software engineer at Webpool, and he will be speaking on the topic Bagisto's Octane transformation.
In the previous talk, we have talked about the full page cache. So, as you know that if you see that other talks like full page cache, we have implemented like a cache system. Or if you see other talk like if you have implemented a varnish or cache management, or what is the motive of all this thing actually? To improve the page load time, to improve the performance. So good afternoon everyone. My name is Devansh and my talk is about traditional to turbocharge Bagisto's Octane transformation. So before continuing this thing, we need to focus about the Octane first. So what is Octane actually? So Laravel Octane is a first party package and it is designed to actually develop a speed, efficiency and scalability of Laravel application. So it is actually maintained by Laravel. So basically it is a trusted application and easy to trusted application and easy to maintain. And second thing is it support both Soul and Roadrunner. So Soul is basically a PHP extension and Roadrunner is a binary file. It is written in a Go file, Golang. So next I want to talk about why Octane matters for Bagisto. So it drive remarkable improvement in page load time. So actually it is very important if your page load time reduce and ensure a seamless experience because faster page load time increase your shopping experience. And the second thing is when your traffic goes on and when your site is actually a super fast, so scalability is a very important factor. And the third thing is form the foundation for optimizing Bagisto's performance. Now my next slide is application performance comparison versus traditional versus Octane. So here from the traditional I want to say that it is a stateless server. From the stateless I want to say that it is a Apache or a Nginx server. And from the Octane I want to say that it is a stateful, not stateful, a partial stateful server basically. So I want to focus on this thing. So what does the PHP traditional server actually do? For example, in your day-to-day life, you are using a traditional Apache server. So what actually it do? For example, if the request is received, then the process start, then your code executed, then send the response and process stop. So what will happen? With every request, this cycle will repeat. And for example, if you hit the home page, every time this cycle will get received. So for example, if you are hitting a multiple request, this cycle will get again and again repeated. So my question is like how many files are approximately included in a typical Laravel life cycle? So basically, if I check this thing in a basic Laravel PHP, so in a basic Laravel, it's around 400 plus files are loaded in the stateless server. And in my Bagisto, I check the home page, it's around 1200 files get loaded. So you can assume that with each Apache, with each request, 1400 files get loaded. So how much input and write statements get written here? So next thing is we have a Octane powered. So what does Octane do? Actually, Octane uses in middle of thing that Octane uses Soul manager, which opens up the processes, and then it opens up the worker. For each worker depends upon your CPU cores. For example, if you are having a 4 CPU, then you will have then the 4 workers will get opened, and if you have multiple cores, it depends on CPU. For example, if you want to change the core, for example, if you want to change the number of workers, you can do it by a specific command, which already mentioned in the Laravel documentation. So this worker will get started. And the next thing is when each worker gets started, what will happen actually? So in the first phase, fresh Laravel instance get created. And the second one is it bootstraps all the services. And the third one is register the Octane service in the application container. So what will happen is this will actually, your Laravel application will get loaded in a memory for an entire period of a time. So just imagine your request not even hit the shop and your Laravel application is already ready. So if you are having a 4 worker, then 4 Laravel application instance will get created in that. So not even a single request is even reaches to the server and your Laravel application get created already. So next step is overcoming hurdles with Octane integration. So what are the hurdles we face during the Octane integration? So there are some set of guidelines provided by the Laravel. Like if you want to make your Laravel application Octane friendly, then you have to do this kind of thing so that it becomes Octane friendly. So we have tried to make our application Octane friendly as much as possible so that our third party owners also take example from this thing. So here is the thing. Actually, this is not written in the Bagisto code, but actually this is what is the issue with this code actually. If you see this thing, this is just a typical code, just an example. So if you see this code, actually, if you see that if you normally using a stateless server like Apache or Nginx or something, then these variables will not harm your server actually. But when it's come to a stateful server, like if your Octane servers actually run, then these global variables will get shared even across the request. So global variables will always get shared across the request. For example, if the page first hit, then this time count will return 1, then again 2 and 3. So for example, if your site is having a maximum amount of traffic, so then your system will get crash here, because we have to avoid a memory leakage, and this causing a memory leakage also. So this is actually the issue, that is the global state pollution and memory leaking. So these global states will shared actually in a different request. So try to avoid that global variable and try to minimize and not to use the global variables. The second thing is, this is the code snippet from our Bagisto code. So this is actually in our previous version we are using this kind of code snippet, and we are using a static variable to hold the values for a specific request of a type. But in our Octane server, this actually behaving differently. So this actually behaving differently, and when we check the Laravel documentation, then Laravel says that try to avoid the static variables also as much as possible. So we followed all the standards provided by Laravel, and we have written all this kind of code from our code base properly. The next thing is best practices for Bagisto 2.0 with Laravel Octane. So as I already said that Laravel has provided this kind of instruction. So here is the first instruction which is provided, that container injection. So in this thing, what is happening that we are using a singleton, we are binding a single instance to the service class. So basically what will happen if you are using a normal server like Apache server, so this will not create any issue because you will get an instance and it will working properly. But when it comes to the Octane server, then your application might behave differently because you are having a stale version of your container instance. So try to avoid using the application container into the service class. Don't inject it into the container, directly into the constructor of the class. So to avoid this thing, the Laravel provided two sections. Either use a bind method to resolve this thing. So what does bind do? It will give you a fresh instance every time. So every worker will have a fresh instance here. Or if you still want to use a singleton, then you can use a callback function which is called a container get instance. What does this container get instance do? This will give you a current instance of the application. So you will have a current instance and a fresh instance which is provided by what you injected to here. The next thing is request injection. Same here, if you are using a singleton in a Apache server, then it will be working fine. But if you are using in a Octane server, then it will create an issue. So for that, either you can use a bind method, like for example, if you are having a request. So there are several times that your request maybe get old, or your request maybe you don't have a request, or your request get old. So your application totally might behave differently as across the server. So every time try to check that if you want a fresh instance, like if you every time you want to bind a fresh instance, you can use a bind method. If you still want to use a singleton, then you can use the callback method, as callback automatically resolve the current request provided by the current instance. Or Laravel also says that you can use a request helper. Request helper automatically resolve the current instance and current request. So in our Bagisto, mostly we have used the request helper everywhere to maintain the consistency. The next thing is, I already talked about, like, avoid global variable as much as possible, minimize the use of static variables, and try to avoid the memory leakage. And most importantly, how you can check to avoid the memory leakage? By always monitoring your application in a local environment. Try to monitor your application in local environment when you are working in a stateful environment like Octane every time. The next thing is, it is a benchmarking. I want to say that it is not a benchmarking, just a boot time, because if your application is actually Octane friendly, then it actually supports a 6,000 plus request, and mostly Laravel also showed that benchmarking here. So here I have shared a boot time for the without Octane. So without Octane it is a 189 ms, and with Octane it is a 76 ms. So it's around half. So even a single millisecond is very important for the application. So try to check that thing as much as possible. So here, last I want to conclude here that you might be needed Octane, or you might not need Octane. That depends on you. For example, if performance is very critical and you are having a high traffic, then you might be need a Laravel Octane. If your existing setup is sufficient, you are having enough amount of server, then you might not need a Laravel Octane. But our Bagisto supports both, so you can use a Laravel Octane, or you cannot. So that's your choice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Devansh, for sharing the transformation details with us. As we come closer to the end, we have our final speaker, Mr. Anmol Singh, software engineer developer at Webflow. He will be speaking on the topic seamless Bagisto migration.
Hello everyone. I believe you are all aware of the significant changes we have recently made to Bagisto. And after attending our previous presentations, you have a clear understanding of how we have restructured the Bagisto both in the front end and back end. So you might be wondering how to upgrade your older version with new one after such major changes. Without further delay, let's start with introduction. I am Anmol Chauhan from Bagisto, and as you can see, we are launching our latest version today. So today we embark on a transformational journey with Bagisto, focusing on strategic changes and evolution. One crucial aspect that makes this transition stand out is how smooth the migration process works. We have taken extra precautions to ensure moving to a new architecture is as effortless as possible. So start with today's key points. In this session, we will cover the following points: goal, pre-migration preparation, database migration, and last one is data migration. In goals, our primary objective was to restructure migration files and sparse the database without causing any disruption to the ongoing projects. In this phase, we streamlined the database to reduce number of migration files. We are also improving structure of the tables, ensuring that we maintain naming convention. Although we have been consistent with the naming conventions, and we use underscore to separate the names, words in column and table. Additionally, we normalize the table and remove all the unnecessary columns. And also we avoid the generic name which don't specify any mean. And I want to highlight the last point. It signifies we are taking extra precautions during upgrade. With these changes, we are offering to maintain data consistency and improve database structure. So let's understand with some examples. Here you can see this is a migration file related to the customers. First we have created the customer table. Then as per our need, we update column, remove column and add many columns. So we squash this database in our latest version, and here you can see there is a single table customers to maintain all the columns. We remove all unnecessary migration to reduce the size. And you can see the last column. After squash the database, we are having another column to remove nodes column from it. We will discuss about it in later. And how we have renamed the database. First, we use product review images in our later version, but recently we have upgraded the name product review attachments. We have did because in our old version only image added in a review section for the product, but in our latest version uh, as well as we have also attached a video. So we have renamed the column, we have renamed the table from product review image to product review attachments. And I have tell about the why we have add a extra migration file to drop the nodes. Actually, we normalize the table and remove the nodes column from customers table and create a separate table for customer nodes with the managing relationship one to many. Now we can add multiple nodes for a customer, single customer. This is our next point, pre-migration preparation. In this slide, we have a crucial focus on this point, pre-migration preparation. We will focus on the required steps to ensure seamless migration. Before processing to the migration part, it is necessary to understand that upgrading your Bagisto from old version to new might have some limitation for some users. If you are using an old version of Bagisto, version 1.5.1, then there is no issue. If, however, you are using another later version or older version, then first you have to upgrade your Bagisto version from current to 1.5.1 incrementally. Once you reach at the version 1.5.1, then you can upgrade into a latest one without any issue. And in second point, data backup. To prevent any type of disruptions, you must take a backup of your data. And then we go to the next point, development environment setup. In the development environment setup, to illustrate this point clear way, let's see some demo. Here you can see I have already set up the older version 1.5.1. And you can see there is a dummy records. Now start to the environment setup part. To set up the environment, first we need to install latest version of Bagisto. Still we haven't any stable version of the latest version, so I'm start with the master. Take me some time. Sorry. First you need to run some command like composer create project. Then open the .env file. You can see it in the root folder. env file. Just write the name of the DB. Here username and password. After that, run some command which I have already mentioned in my PPT. All the commands are mentioned here. After running on all the commands, the environment setup is completed. Once the environment setup is completed, now move to the next part. This is the database migration. Here we can see how we achieve the seamless nature of migration in Bagisto with the maintain the data consistency. To see this part, you just need to run a single command php artisan migrate. Actually, I'm using the old database. Already the file is migrated here. This is the old version of Bagisto 1.5.1. I am reinstalling it. This is dropping all the tables. I'm reinstalling the old version 1.5.1, and all the dummy data have been deleted. After this, we will create some dummy data again. Data have been deleted. Let's create some dummy data again. I'm creating some customers, categories, and products. Just enter 20 customers, 20 categories, and 100 products. This is a command PHP artisan Bagisto fake to create some dummy records. All the dummy records have been created. Now move to the next part, how we can upgrade our Bagisto version. You can see all the dummy products are here. Now run here PHP artisan migrate. All the migration file have been created successfully without interrupting your current data. Here is the latest version which I have installed now, and you can see here is the dummy records. No data have been lost. 184 products are available in your latest upgradation part. So the last point is after database migration. Last point is data migration. After migrating the files, there is some content to move from your older version to new one. To migrating the static content, just open the path where you have installed your old version. Follow the path, storage, app. Here is a public folder. Just copy it and merge in your latest one on the same path. Uh, Static content like the images of the products and images and logos of the categories, that all content will be moved to the new instance and check it here. That's all.
Yes. Like you have told about the data migration. What about the code line? Let's say we have created any custom module in Bagisto.
Okay, if you have any custom module, for that we will provide a guide and you can check that there.
Apart from MySQL, can I use like laravel support other database engine like SQLite and other? Can I use that with Bagisto?
Yeah, sure. Any other question? Thank you.
So that was an impressive presentation given by Mr. Anmol. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a final round of applause to all our incredible speakers. Now, let us see a short clip where we will show the timeline of the event that has taken place from 2018 to 2023.
So I hope you guys have seen some new features that we have launched 2.0. So I hope the features will enable you guys to set up the e-commerce store, okay? Because we have worked a lot on basically implementing the feedback that we have got from the community. The very first thing is that the community told us that we need some good themes at the admin and the front end, right? Which would be responsive and should be like very clear and elegant. And people used to give us examples like Shopify and like that, okay? So you might have seen the new thing that we have got. So we have tried to make the theme as per like that. And also we have got a lot of recommendation on GitHub, like we can make the Bagisto compatible with Octane and make the performance much more better in compared to other platforms, right? So we have tried to make the code architecture more consistent and optimized with the new feature FPC and Octane that we have seen, and also the last presentation, which many people will definitely ask that how, if they have their current store running on 5.1, so how they can move to 2.0, right? So it's a very seamless migration, and anyone having 5.1 store can easily migrate to 2.0. So very soon we are going to release a proper doc on that as well, okay, on our developer documentation, so you guys can follow, and also follow the new tutorial on how you can make the modules compatible 2.0, right? So this is like a 2.0 which we are going to make it like a default version of Bagisto, and we are going to recommend our customer to update your Bagisto version as soon as possible, okay? So it would be good for the commerce store as well for performance, and also like the future models that are going to come, or the feature, it will be directly compatible with the new version, right? So right now I'm going to play a small video where I'm going to show like our GitHub stats that have grown from 2018 to 23, and a small clip of the feature that we have launched in 2.0.
Finally, the moment is here for which we all are waiting. I would like to call upon Bagisto lead developer Mr. Jiten Singh to come and release the 2.0 version of Bagisto.
Hello everyone, my name is Jiten Singh. I am a project manager at Bagisto. So first of all, I would like to thank all the team members and the contributors for making this possible. Thank you guys. So without further ado, let's launch our Bagisto 2 version. Here we go. Thank you.
Today and being a part of this momentous event. We hope you all are as excited about Bagisto 2.0 as we are. We invite you to all join us for refreshments and hands-on experience with Bagisto 2.0. Together, let us embark on this extraordinary journey. Thank you so much.